This portion of Lee Pitts Live is brought to you by Hodges University, educating the leaders of our community for over 20 years.
Welcome back, Southwest Florida. It's always an honor for me to have my good friend here, all the way from Africa, but she actually lives here. And I get a chance to pronounce her name, and people tell me all the time, every time you call Yemisi name, you say the whole name out. So I'm constantly practicing that name so you guys would think I know what I'm doing. So it's with a great thrill that I welcome to the show, Yemisi Oloruntola, Coast.
Hi, Lee.
Hey, Yemisi, let's bump to it. Hey. Boom. Yemisi, I'm so happy to get you here in the studio, and I know you're doing a wonderful job over there with Lee Memorial Health System. What is your responsibility as it relates, your title that is, as it relates to the healthcare forum, diversity healthcare symposium forum that we're going to be having here?
Well, I am the system manager for diversity and language services at Lee Memorial Health System, and the upcoming health summit, which is the Florida Diversity Healthcare Summit, I'm the chair of that event as well.
Okay. As the chair of the event, what does that entail you to have to do?
Oh, a whole host of things. First, Lee Memorial is one of our sponsors, and you're one of our sponsors
Lee
too.
Pitts Live right
yes.
there.
Thank you so much. And
honored to do that.
Thank you. And our CEO, Jim Nathan, is the keynote speaker. And of course, part of the responsibilities is organizing and planning the event, securing speakers, of course, advertising, which is why I'm here today. And
you're not here just because I'm a handsome guy? You're here just for the advertisement?
I'm here for the advertisement.
All right, go ahead, Yemisi. I'm throwing you off your speech.
Yes, you are.
This is not that heavy. Go ahead.
Yes, but of course, that's part of the role as a chair, and I feel so honored to be the chair, to be chosen to be the chair, because it's the first time being held in Lee County.
Right.
Typically is reserved for Tampa, or when I go to conferences, it's in Atlanta and Chicago, New York, not Southwest Florida. So this is the first time.
History making.
History making, historic.
It should have happened a long time ago, because we're one of the leading areas in the country in terms of healthcare and knowledge and brain trust down here.
Absolutely.
What has been the response so far from the public in terms of participating in the summit?
Oh, the minute it went out, we had over 80 probably now who signed up for the summit. And just people are excited. The area is changing. If you look at Lee County 10 years ago compared to today, it's more diverse. Healthcare is changing. It's not static, it's very dynamic. So if you look at healthcare 10 years ago, 30 years ago compared to today, there's a lot of things that we need to incorporate when caring for people like you coming into our facility.
Excellent. Now, why in particular was Florida, Southwest Florida chosen?
Well, number one, I made sure I went to.
So you were up there.
I was up there, and so was Gail
Great.
as well.
Gail Williams, Hodges University, diversity chief, and also the president
of the Florida Diversity Council
okay,
here in
Gail,
Southwest Florida.
And she's under the weather, couldn't make it today.
Yes, that's correct. I attended a conference at Moffitt Cancer Center in Tampa. I really enjoyed it. And then I said to Gail, Gail, why can't we do something like this here? And she also was having that in the back of her mind, and she went to her board. And at first, there was some hesitancy, but then when they saw the value that it would have here, they immediately jumped forward with it. And so I would like to thank the Florida Diversity Council as well for supporting our efforts. And that was one of the reasons. As I said, this area is very diverse, very multidimensional, and so I thought it was very important to have something like that, because not everybody can go to Atlanta, Chicago, New York to go attend conferences like this. This is right in our backyard.
And those people from those cities will be coming down here to Florida and enjoy and that could bring in some revenue as well.
Absolutely, but it's really centered and geared towards people in the state of Florida.
Okay,
absolutely.
Rick, let's put that flyer on the screen. As he puts that flyer on the screen, let's make sure we go to the what, when, and where. When is it going to take place? How can people register? We have a phone number and a website that should come on the screen as well.
Yes, thank you so much.
Go ahead.
Yes, well, first it's going to take place at Gulf Coast Medical Center on June 6th. It starts at 8 o'clock. If you're interested in attending, you will need to go to the FloridaDiversityCouncil.org website to register.
Okay, and I think we had a website as well, Rick. When you register to participate in the summit, what can we expect to take place physically that day?
Well, first of all, what takes place is that you're going to have the leading thought thinkers around diversity. Number one, starting with my CEO, Jim Nathan. He is the keynote, and he's going to talk about the challenges and the opportunities that diversity displays itself within healthcare. Then we have stepping outside the hospital walls. Traditionally, hospital used to be you sick, you go into the hospital, and that's it. Now, healthcare, it's not just hospital. Healthcare reached beyond the hospital walls. So we're going to learn how to do that.
Excellent.
And then we have a doctor who's going to talk about cultural competence in clinical practice. So that's why the theme, diversity as part of the cure. Typically, when we think of cure, we think of medicine, we think of a technical aspect in the medical setting. But diversity, applying cultural competence, understanding the person's culture, language, is in association with the plan of care.
That's excellent.
So that's the theme of the summit. And then, lastly, we have Blind in America, seeing through their eyes, because we need to understand not only when we think of diversity, we typically think of it in ethnicity, race, language, but what about those who are physically disabled and actually walking through some of their challenges?
That's outstanding. Now, Jim Nathan, my good friend, CEO at the Lee Memorial Health System, he's been in the forefront of diversity, not only in terms of healthcare, but just in general, a long time before it was become like really popular like it is today. What does it do in our area, particularly to have a person in that particular position who's concerned about the total healthcare of all people?
Well, obviously, when you look at any literature, to have the endorsement from your CEO is highly crucial. I cannot do what I do without his endorsement, his support, his knowledge, his expertise, his mentorship. So having him be such in the forefront really helps all of us within Lee Memorial Health System do what we can to take care of every single patient that walks through our doors.
What does diversity as a part of the cure mean?
Diversity as part of the cure, as stated earlier, is the fact that when we think of healthcare, we think of medicine, you have to apply diverse cultural competence in association with the plan of care. So just as much as I'm checking your blood pressure, I'm checking your weight, I'm checking your height, I'm also checking your cultural understanding, I'm checking our communication engagement. All of those things are crucial components.
And all those factors have an overall bearing on your health care.
Absolutely.
Let me go to this next question.
Absolutely.
Who should attend this conference?
All healthcare, particularly,
summit.
thank you, all healthcare people who are involved in healthcare in various levels, whether you work at a health center, hospital, or a home health agency, whatever, or those students that are pursuing medical degrees or nurses, all of them, because they are able to come as well. We have reached out to some of the universities in the local area, and then those who are just interested to learn about what diversity is in healthcare.
When the summit is over, what is your hope that people will take away from the summit? Final question.
What I hope is that they will get a broader scope in understanding the role that diversity plays in healthcare. And I wanted to add, for another treat, those who are interested in coming can also tour Gulf Coast Medical Center.
Fabulous, state-of-the-art.
State-of-the-art, beautiful hospital.
Medical facility.
Yes.
Well, Yemisi, it's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Yes, it's been a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much, Lee.
I'm Oloruntola Coates. Looking forward to getting you back.
Great.
Looking forward to getting you back. Let's bump you out.
Thank you again.
Stay right there. As the saying goes on this particular show, for those who say it can't be done, they are usually interrupted by those like Yemisi, Oloruntola Coates, and all the fine people who are part of this healthcare diversity summit who are doing it.